So the thing with Miami this year is that sometimes they've been looking really good, but sometimes they really haven't. It's been interesting to see how well they've played this college football playoff, especially how well that defensive line's been playing. I think Messidor and Bain are just so good. I think they're just so talented. And what's the crazy part is that this isn't even like the best they can really play. I mean, when they won against A&M, or when they lost against A&M, when they won against A&M again, it was a good game, and Messidor and Bain took over that game, and they were getting to the quarterback, they were blitzing Marcel Reed, and there's like the real discomfort Marcel Reed hasn't felt all year, beside maybe a couple games, and it's just crazy to see how well and how good that offensive or defensive line stepped up, and it's crazy to think how well that they've been playing the past couple weeks. It's even like Tony, I know, didn't have a great game against Ohio State. He was held relatively in check, but C.J. Daniels didn't play too bad. Carson Beck played very good against Ohio State. He was getting out of the pocket. He was making throws. He had a really high completion rate. He was very good that game. And C.J. Daniels stepped up. Marion really stepped up. Fletcher also stepped up. Fletcher had 90 yards and 90 carries against a good Ohio State defense. Has been very good at tackling. And Sonny Styles, Arvo Reese, McDonald, Downs, like all those guys have been very good at tackling, and they've been one of the most dominant run-stopping teams in college football. And Mark Fletcher getting 90 yards is pretty good, and Carson Beck was doing good on the ground too. I mean, they count sacks because Carson Beck was sacked a little bit, but he did have that one fumble. There was a fumble. Fletcher had a fumble, but other than that, it was a very relatively clean game, and that's what you're gonna get with Miami. You know, that's the thing. But Ole Miss, I really liked Ole Miss. I didn't get to see the entire game. I saw the last two quarters. It was a very good game as well. The thing with Ole Miss is that Trinidad Chambliss looked very good, and they don't look like they're missing Lane Kiffin, and they don't look like it at all. Like it's crazy to think like that team just got their head coach gone, and they're making this much noise. It's going to be an interesting way to think of how well this team's doing, because they've been very good this year. Against Georgia, Trinidad Chambliss had a crazy game. A completion percentage doesn't say enough, but he almost threw for 400 yards. And Quan Lacey had a pretty good game too. Quan Lacey, they're both coming back. They both got granted eligibility. They're both coming back to Ole Miss. I think Lacey's coming back to Ole Miss. I think Chambliss is coming back to Ole Miss too. And it was a great game. I mean, Trinidad wasn't missing any throws. He was doing pretty good. And honestly, I really think that Trinidad can be a first. The problem is, I know it's 2026. People don't really care about those quarterback age that much anymore. But like Trinidad Chambliss is on the older side. He is like 23 right now, and in one more year he's gonna be 24. He might be like the Tyler Shuck range of quarterback. He's not gonna be like 26 like Tyler Shuck is, obviously, but he's gonna be like maybe 25 if he starts getting reps, or 26 when he starts getting meaningful reps in the NFL. But I was just worried about college for now. He's doing very good in college. I think taking over for Lane Kiffin, who is really a good team, just kind of shows how he didn't really like mean that much. I mean, he's posting on X how like he's one more game, let's take this home. It's like you're not a part of this anymore. You left them for money. You're still on LSU, bro. Pick a side, gang. Like, that's the problem. And it's just a really interesting way to think about how well this team has adjusted, and give props to the coaching staff too, that they've done really well and giving Trinidad easy shots, but he's also making plays too and giving him options for plays, which I really think will work. And Quan Lacey's also been it's just been a very, very good team. And I think if I had to choose right now, I would honestly pick Miami. Okay, wait, hold on. Let's take a step back. The problem with Miami is that sometimes they just can't score. Their defense can't bail them out, and Trinidad played so well. So it's like kind of like an immovable force versus an unstoppable object, or a movable object, unstoppable force, or immovable force, or I don't know, however that saying goes. It's kind of like that, where Ole Miss can pop off and drop 40 on you, like they did against South Carolina, like they did against Florida, as they did against Tulane, Georgia, Oklahoma. They even did when they lost against Georgia the first time. They dropped 35. Or they can really drop a stinker. You know, they can. Not really, actually. I mean, it's been very high scoring for them this entire year. So maybe not. Like, I think Miami will have their hands full with Trinidad Chambliss and that offensive run game. But I'm still gonna go Miami. Let's take it here. The thing with Messidor and Bain and all of those guys on that defense is that they rally to the ball. They're playing with ferociousness. They're playing with velocity. They're playing with acceleration. They're playing with hard hit. Like it was good. It was very good. And I think I would take Ruben Bain. I'm done picking against Miami until they face Indiana. I'm done picking against Miami. I think Miami can sincerely give Indiana a run for their money. It's just that I think that Indiana again is just so well coached. They just blew out Alabama by 35. I mean, come on. But I really enjoyed watching Miami play against Ohio State. They were smart. There wasn't many mistakes. I think they won't get many mistakes against the Ole Miss Rebels defense, who have been giving up a good amount of points. 43. South Carolina's in that game. Mississippi's 19 for Mississippi, 24 for Florida. It's an interesting way to look. 26 against Oklahoma. It's gonna be an interesting way to kind of assume how this will go, but I'm here for it. I'm more excited about this game. I'm more excited about this game than the Oregon game, which is kind of interesting to say because Oregon has the higher seeds. But I enjoyed the Miami Ole Miss game more. Let's look at the Ducks. So I think tomorrow is going to be a good game. Oregon versus Indiana. I think Indiana is so well coached. It's interesting because Chris Nagy has this team's old. This roster is very old. Other than Mendoza and like some of the other guys, Surratt, all this, some of this team's very old. It's like 22, 23 years old. But I think Cignetti has done a great job bringing in the transfer portal. He's built this team through the transfer portal. JMU and just anybody. He did that. He's doing that now with Josh Hoover and what else? So Josh Hoover, Nick Marsh. He's bringing in good talent and the transfer portal, which is so good. I think Josh Hoover would be great in Indiana under Cignetti. Same with Marsh. Marsh was I think he was underutilized at Michigan State, and now he's going to Indiana. I think this would be a great fit for him. But I'll talk about the transfer portal later. The thing with Indiana is that they're so well coached. I don't think they lose this. If you're blowing out Alabama by 35 and hitting them and making them quit, I don't think Indiana loses at all. Cignetti has done a great job, and the Hoosiers, they've blown out some. They've already won against Oregon. They won against Iowa. I don't know, that was last year, but no, this is this year. They won against Iowa. They blew out Illinois, which was ranked at the time. They blew out Indiana State. They blew out UCLA. They blew out Michigan State. They blew out Maryland. They clutched up in Penn State. I think this team has the clutch factor that none of the other teams in the playoffs do, and I think they can really just bully Oregon. I think Dante Moore is a great quarterback. He's been very good the past year, but it's a little wishy-washy because you're giving up 34 to James Madison. I know James Madison isn't a joke, but still, like, you're giving up 34, 27 to USC. It was tough. 24 to Penn State. I know this is when Penn State was ranked with James Franklin and all of them, but still, I don't know how sold I am on that, in my personal opinion. So there's some issues there, and I think Dante Moore will, he will find a way to keep them in this. I think the defense is good enough. I think Sadiq will do wonders, but the problem is that I just don't know how trustable this is compared to Indiana, because Indiana is just so good this year. It's just Mendoza and Cignetti have done a great job with actually building this roster from the ground up, and I think that Mendoza can propel this team in ways that we haven't seen from any other Indiana team. This Indiana team is so good, and it's just so hard to pick against them, and it's going to be a tough game, really tough game. But my picks are Miami and Indiana, and I got Indiana winning the championship. I will make a championship debrief video when it happens on the 19th, but as of right now, I got nothing. So that's it. yeah, let me know if you have any disagreements or any comments. But that's about it. See you guys tomorrow.